I love
All
you too.
right.
I
This
appreciate
is
it.
March 19th, and it's actually on the eve of the spring equinox and 2021. So we're recording this meditation for Dawn to be able to use. And I'm thinking, Dawn, probably over this weekend, the spring equinox weekend, because this is the time of the blooming. This is the time of the awakening. This is the time of the new energy, new things, new stuff coming up. So I didn't even realize that until just now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all the little card message that you got um, kind of speaks to getting into Mother Earth and connecting with Mother Earth and creating your space in your home or your backyard where you can really connect with Mother Earth. And Archangel Michael says we are going to go have a little chit chat with her and go see. We're going to go see Mother Earth right now in our meditation. So,
Okay,
woo! All
I'm
right.
ready.
So
Okay.
let's just take a nice deep breath, just breathing in, breathing out, and just take a moment and wiggle your fingers and wiggle your feet. And I just invite the angels to bring all of our energy that we may have put out into the world, whether today, yesterday, the last week, month, year, our lifetime. Just gather all of our energy. And we ask that you clear, cleanse, and bless this energy and return it to us. Return Dawn's energy to her. Return my energy to me. And just as that energy begins to return, all of a sudden we just kind of begin to feel a little bit more whole, a little bit more present. I also want to ask the angels right now to also gather up any of our soul pieces that may be wandering out there. And Holy Ones, I ask that you gather up these soul pieces and again, cleanse, clear, and bless these soul pieces and bring those to us as well. This soul retrieval energy, we just ask that that be returned, whether this lifetime or any other. And we also ask that it be returned from the multiple dimensions, if there's anything out there roaming around, and also in the voids and in betweens. And so what this does is this is calling back energy that we may have lost. It's calling back soul pieces that we may have lost in what is called a root downfall, when we have done something really bad that would be considered a mortal sin, something we can never be forgiven for. And it's very expansive and broad, but we don't need to know what that is. But we do need to call those soul pieces back that we may have given up or given away or sold for our safety or for our forgiveness. And Holy Ones, I ask that all of these soul pieces be cleansed, cleared, balanced, and blessed. And that as that energy returns, that we understand that we are forgiven. The moment we ask forgiveness, we have been forgiven. And it has only been our own perception, our own inability to forgive ourselves that has been the unforgiveness. And so, beloved angels, I ask that you also just bathe Dawn and myself in forgiveness. We ask forgiveness, and we do this by using the Ho'oponopono. I am so sorry.
I'm so
Please
sorry.
forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you. And I love you.
I love
And we call those soul pieces back, all those little microscopic bits of ourselves that have been lost to us. And we call the wholeness back. We call our wholeness back to us. Oh, and beloved Archangel Michael, we thank you so much, Metatron, all of the angels that are helping with this. And as we move into our prayer and into our meditation, we know that this returning, we know that this fullness and wholeness of who we are, when we get done with this meditation here, that it will be complete. And so, Sacred Ones, we are so grateful. We're so grateful. And so we just begin our prayer with beloved beings of love and light, angels, archangels, and all of the angelic realms of love and light, holy ones, be with us. And I call upon Dawn's guides and angels of love and light, and my guides and angels of love and light. And we call upon our master guides, always who serve love and light. We call upon Christ consciousness and that unconditional love of that Christ. And we call upon our Christ guides as well. And beloved ones, we call upon the mighty I am, the I am that I am, that divine space where we left the one and became individuated fractals of the one, knowing that we are never separated, but oftentimes it feels that we are. And so in that, we call in that one, we call in that I am that I am to begin to flow down through and as both dawn in ourselves, immersing us, bathing us, filling us with that divine nature that is our nature. It is that innocence. It is that innocence that so often we push away or we forget. We forget. And so we call that in, that purity of goddess, of the mother. We call that in through the crown chakra, through the I am chakra, down through the Christ chakra, into the crown, into the third eye. We call it into our throat and ear chakras, into our heart, into our solar plexus, into our belly, into our root. We just call that beautiful energy in. And as it fills the root chakra, it overflows down our legs, our feet, and down into precious Mother Earth. Holy One, as we call upon this divine essence, today we are calling upon the divine feminine essence in particular, knowing that it all comes together. But today we're calling in the feminine divine. We're calling in Mother God. We're calling in Goddess. We're calling in the Mother. And so we just allow ourselves to be bathed in that beautiful energy. And then, beloved ones, we call upon the great ascended masters, understanding that these ascended masters, this council of masters, also contain female masters. In our Christian teaching, so often in our Christian society, kind of Christian-based society, we know the male masters. We know Jesus, we know Saint Germain, we know Buddha, we know Krishna. We hear of that often, but we also know that there is Mother Mary, there's Mary Magdalene, there is Kuan Yin, there is Athena, there is Bridget, there is Rhiannon, there is the Hathors, there is I'm getting chills. Ooh, coming in, and we call this divine feminine, we call the energy of the masters that are also known as goddess oftentimes. And so we just call upon those feminine goddesses and any other name that thereby we call them in, knowing that they are only truth, love, and light. And we just allow those masters to begin to come in. And we just invite you to be a part of this magical session that we're doing here today. We also call upon the male, the masculine masters as well. Today, we're really searching and seeking for the divine feminine. Beloved ones, we call upon all of the spiritual hierarchies of love and light. And as we call them in, we know that we call in the masculine and feminine counterparts of each other in order to be here with us. And one of the beings that are showing up is known as Avalokiteshvara, which is the male counterpart of Kuan Yin, the god, the goddess, the masters of compassion. And so we call and we invite and we welcome them in, because today we're calling in compassion for ourselves. We're calling in compassion for ourselves to be able to love and to understand and to broaden our perspectives in our lives so that we can understand things at a higher point, but still honor our feelings and have compassion for who we are as human as well. Beloved ones, we call upon the Melchizedekian councils of light, the keepers of the violet flame, the master alchemists. And holy ones, I ask that you wrap Dawn and myself, and also Dawn's home and my home, in this violet light of limitless transmutation, this violet flame. And I just ask that this flame burn through Dawn's home and my home, just transmuting, transforming, and transcending all lower energies, any energies that just aren't serving the purpose of being bathed in love. If it is in love, it's got to go. And we just know that in that unconditional love, in that presence of the divine feminine, that we are held in that beautiful healing energy. And Melchizedek, we thank you so much for the wonderful work. And we thank everyone who is here. All the presence is here. I also am feeling the presence of a feminine whale and a mother dolphin coming in, bringing in that massive energy of the dolphin and whale kingdoms as well. Sacred and holy ones, I also want to call in the crystal kingdoms. Sacred and holy ones, the masters of the beautiful crystals of Mother Earth. And I'd just like to invite your presence in. And we know that in that kingdom, there is no male and female. There is only whole. There is only presence. And I ask that you really bless Dawn and help her to open up to the crystal kingdom and the magic and the power of the crystal kingdom just a little bit more, to remove, to melt that resistance around that, to just allowing herself to just really maybe not so far as to like be totally into crystals, but to really understand the magic and to begin to speak and communicate with the crystal kingdoms. And beloved ones, we call upon Mother God and all that that is. And we call upon Father God in all that that is, knowing that as we call upon that, the God Goddess principles, that we call in only that which is truth, love, and light. We call in the love of these two. We need the love today. And the beloved ones, we call upon Mother Earth. And let's just take a moment and just feel as our attention flows down our chakras, down our legs, down our feet, and down into Mother Earth. And we just allow ourselves to sink down into the embrace of Mother Earth as our awareness moves down through the foundations of our home, through the rocks, the sand, the gravel, through all of the roots of the trees and grasses, moving through the bedrock, the water tables, even moving through the levels and layers of liquid magma, of lava, if you will, down past that, all the way in to the very center of Mother Earth, to the womb of Mother Earth, that open center, that place where all things begin, where all things are nurtured into life, where conception and birth happen all in that cycle. And we just take a moment and we just allow ourselves to rest in the womb of the mother. And like a child in the womb, we begin to feel that nurturing. And like a child in the womb, we begin to feel that umbilical cord from our navel and to move down into Mother Earth. We feel that connection, that nurturing, where we receive fluids and nutrition and love of the mother. And as we feel this umbilical reconnect into the mother, reconnect into Mother Earth, we just take a moment and we can hear, we can feel the heartbeat of Mother. As we are connected deeply in this space, we feel the heartbeat of Mother. And we just feel that thump, thump, to thump, 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 to thump, thump. And as we connect into that heartbeat, we begin to feel the breathing of Mother, expanding and releasing. And Mother Earth begins to become alive around us And because we are now connected so deeply to Mother Earth, we begin to feel her within us. We begin to feel her heartbeat as it begins to synchronize with our heartbeat. We begin to feel our breath synchronize with her breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And as we are in this beautiful space, in this womb space, we begin to feel the love of Mother, as it begins to just bathe us from the walls of this womb. And we just take a moment in that breath. Hearing her heartbeat. Relaxing into that synchronization. Feeling ourselves connected intimately into the Mother. And from the Mother, we ask, please fill in the empty spaces within me. Fill in the loneliness, the aloneness. Fill in the fear, the sadness, even the grief. Fill in the spaces, the empty spaces of things that we have lost, of people that we have lost. Fill it in with your love, Mother. Love us back into wholeness. Take that moment and connect with Mother through our breath. As you breathe in Mother's love. And as you breathe out, you say, I accept. Breathing in Mother's love. I accept. Feeling in that divine feminine energy, so gentle, calming, but strong and powerful. Beginning to fill in the empty spaces. Beginning to fill in your heart and the broken pieces. Breathing in and filling in into the solar plexus. Helping us to shift perceptions, to release the old stories, the old ways. We stand on the threshold of the new awakening year of the spring equinox, and we sweep those old stories, those old perceptions, those old ways of thinking out the door. We release them. We give them to you, Mother. Please take these from me, that I might be at peace in your arms. And Mother shows beautiful little beetles, little blue beetles, coming and taking those old stories, those old perceptions, the old hurts and wounds. And they carry them off. And they carry them deep into Mother, and they bury them for them to be transmuted, transformed, and transcended, turned back into energy to nurture and nourish Mother Earth. Back into that compost pile. We know that our belief systems, our perceptions, our judgments were created by experiences oftentimes beyond our control. Things that shocked us, that hurt us, that wounded us to the core. But knowing that we can now release them, knowing that we can release them and that they go back into goodness to create positivity, to nourish Mother Earth, to return the energy to her, because she is that transmutative portal. She is not damaged by us releasing. She is nourished. And so we safely release these things. We release the anger at ourselves for allowing these things to happen. We release the feelings of being a victim, that feeling of not being in control of our own lives at the hands of others. We release any unforgiveness we still have for those others. In Archangel Michael, we ask that you begin to cut the cords of these things that we're releasing. We ask that you begin to cut the cords to the people that we're releasing. We lovingly set them free. We allow them their journey as we become whole through this process we're doing right here, right now. We no longer need to hold on to anything. We become free and liberated in the womb of the mother. We release the energy of traumas. We release any unforgiveness that we're holding against ourselves. We just release that. We sweep it out the door onto Mother Earth, where the little beetles taking it deep into the earth, into the compost, to be recycled back into goodness. We know that we keep the lessons, we keep the wisdom, but we let go of the debris, the fallout of learning, of growing, of growth. In this, we release our resistance to change, resistance to growth, resistance to those things that we don't like, that we judge as bad. We release these things with the understanding that everything is in divine order. And even though we hate it, we don't like it, it's painful, it hurts, even though we want to run away, even though we want to cry, we want to scream, we still understand. And we release this debris. And in place of this, we find faith and confidence and self-esteem and inspiration. As we feel these things just swept out of our house, our holy temple of our body and our energy fields, we begin to feel lighter of mind, lighter of heart, lighter of soul. We feel ourselves buried deep in Mother's womb. We begin to feel safe for the first time in a long time. We begin to feel loved for the first time, maybe ever. we begin to feel strong. We begin to feel our growth, even within the womb. And we begin to understand that returning to the womb of the sacred mother, of Goddess Gaia, is where we can always go to refresh and renew. Mother Gaia does not go by the laws of mankind, of humanity and human flesh, where the flesh cannot return to the flesh, but where we can go in our hearts and minds and energy into the womb of creation and be made whole again. There are many rituals within the indigenous tribes where returning to the womb of the mother is that sacred place of healing. The Native Americans do the sweat lodge. Many of the European cultures and indigenous ones would go into the earth, into the tunnels, into the spaces below. The Mayan would go into their temples. The Egyptian cultures would go into the sarcophagus and to return to the mother, Father Sky, Mother Earth. And today, with this beautiful experience, we allow ourselves to rest in the womb. It is not quite time for the birth, but we sit in the time of spring, the spring equinox. We feel the bloom. We feel the bud getting restless, wanting to begin to bloom. We begin because we feel safe and nurtured. We begin to be aware and honor and even become excited for the cycles of life, knowing that the cycles are the bloom. And there's also the falling of the petals, the dropping of the bud, the darkness and the stillness, and then back to the bloom. And in this womb, we feel safe in the cycles. We feel safe knowing that cycles are not working against us, but working for us. Because the walk of humanity is about growth. And growth is a cycle. And we feel safe in these cycles. We no longer have to fear the dropping of the petals, the dropping of the bud, the dark, shadowy part. That is just the time when we are in our inner space, connecting with Mother Earth, connecting with our true selves, where we can be honest with ourselves about how we feel, what we think, what we know. We drop the stories, the perceptions. We drop the confusion. And we allow our wisdom to be the new birth. We allow our strength to be the new birth. We allow our innocence to be the new birth, because innocence is faith and trust. It is wisdom strength and confidence. Innocence is inspiration and joy. And as we rest in the womb of the mother, we begin to be bathed in the excitement of the spring, of the birth. And maybe the time isn't right now, but we can feel the quickening. But we know the birth is in divine timing, in our timing as the divine creation. We choose the timing. We choose the birth. And as we drop the perceptions, the resistance, and we move into the flow, we let go of the edge of the river and we begin to flow, floating on the river, navigating the rapids with ease and grace, almost in a joyful abandon, knowing every rock, every step, every dip, and knowing exactly what to do. We feel this when we're in the flow of the mother. We work with nature. We work with the natural rhythms of our body. We work with the natural rhythms of earth and stars and planets, the sun. We work with all of the rhythms, being in the flow. And there is no longer loneliness, abandonment, aloneness, because our world becomes alive again. We walk in the life of Mother Earth, of the cycles, of the stars, the planets, the sun, the water, the earth, the air, the fire. We embrace these qualities, these elements within ourselves, the root chakra, the fire, the navel chakra, the water, the solar plexus, the earth, and the heart, the air, flowing, moving, allowing health and vitality to return to our bodies as we embrace the elements, the cycles, the innocence. And always connected to Mother Earth so that we're nurtured. And so, still resting in Mother Earth, we allow another aspect of ourselves to begin to follow that path up through Mother Earth into the bottoms of our feet, into the root chakra, into the navel, into the solar plex, activating these chakras with this nurturing healing of mother, healing all the organs and systems, the energetics, moving up into the heart, into the throat, the Mother Earth energy flowing up into the third eye, into the crown, moving up into the Christ chakra, into the I am chakra, into the monadic chakra, into the stellar chakras, into the great, great central sun. We tap into the energy of the divine masculine. We bring the feminine through us into the great, great central sun, into the fire. And we bring the mother to the father. And we know in all essence, the mother begins to nurture the divine masculine. The mother begins to soften that divine masculine energy that can be so fiery, just like the wife that calms the husband. We feel that divine masculine, and any negativity we have towards the masculine in all of its forms. We allow those energies to drop away as the divine masculine allows itself to come into balance with the mother. The divine masculine finds its balance in honoring the fact that mother is the life giver, not the other way around. The father comes from the mother. The male comes from the female. And honoring that process and allowing the divine feminine to take her natural place as life giver, as the word, as the breath of life. Divine Mother breathed life into humanity. And in that breath, the divine masculine was created, not the other way around. We know this innately, that we did not come from the rib of man, that man came from the womb of the mother. We allow this knowing. We allow this understanding. And we allow the shift in these energetics to shift within all of our energy systems, allowing us as beings in feminine form in this lifetime to step into the power of the mother, letting go of all of the old stories, letting go of all of the old perceptions, letting go of all of the old traumas, forgiving, releasing. And as we do, that youthful innocence, that bright, brilliant light that we've held within us for so long begins to shine again, brighter and brighter and brighter, guiding us to our place in this life, guiding us to that which is meaningful and important, to the divine within us, guiding us to remember that we are Divine Mother. Our inner child is safe within the mother's womb, being fed and nurtured at all times, bathed in love. The mother whispers wisdom to the child. The mother sings and nurtures and rocks the child, bringing peace, harmony, balance, trust, joy into every cell of our being. So, with this child nurtured deep in the womb of mother, our connection remains even as we walk in adult form. We're now connected to the love and the wisdom and the nurturing. And as our awareness has risen into Father Son, into Father Sky, into Father Sun. Father Sun now shifts into being that energy that keeps us vibrant, that keeps us protected, that is strength and wisdom of its own accord. Mother strengthens the emotions, the energies, the mental. Father strengthens the physical, joining it all together in that complete and total mind, body, emotion, and soul wholeness. And we feel this wholeness in our body, in our energy fields, in our mind, in our emotions. We feel that balance. We feel that wholeness. We feel as every part of our being relaxes into the flow. We no longer need to know. We no longer need to figure it out. We just need to let go and allow the wisdom and the guidance and the healing and the happiness and the meaning and the prosperity and the joy to just flow through us, to guide us on our next step, to guide us on our next thought. Knowing as we're opening up to this, our next thoughts will be positive, life giving, uplifting thoughts. Knowing that as we need to step into the shadow, we step in with power and strength, not with fear. We walk in and we say, yes. Yes, I had that trauma. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that experience. Thank you for the people involved. Thank you. But I set you free now. I no longer need you to be a part of this. I no longer need your story. I am Goddess now. And I stand with my feet firmly planted on the ground, shoulders squared, head up, staff in hand. I am Goddess. I am woman. I am warrior of light. I am peace. I am harmony within myself. And as I stand in that, it creates that magnetic field in my energy field that shifts my environment, my relationships, and my experiences into ones that support me, love me, and allow me to be who I am. I no longer need to be important to others because I am important to myself. I no longer need to have approval by others, whether a person, um, an institution, a community, anything. I no longer need acceptance because I accept myself. I am that I am. I no longer need to trust the other person, place, or thing because I trust myself. I listen to my intuition now. I allow Divine Mother to flow through me and support my intuition, to guide my intuition. I no longer fear loss because I am strong and whole within myself. I am that I am. I am woman. I am divine mother. I am goddess. I am divine feminine. I am Mother Mary, Kuan Yin. I am Mary Magdalene. I am Goddess Gaia. I am Rhiannon. I am Bridget. I am Hathor. I am Athena. I am Ishel. I am Inara. I am Freya. I am Kali. I am Pele. I am Shakti. I am whole. I am that I am. I no longer need to allow emotions to send me into distraction. I feel my emotions powerfully because they are my conscience and my intuition at work. They are messengers. And I listen to my emotions. I listen to the voice from my belly. I listen and I hear and I understand. And then that beautiful divine masculine energy of the sun, as it allows you that strength from the fire, as it bathes you in the strength and the protection of the Father. The energy begins to flow down again through the 12 chakra system, through the stellar gateway, through the monad, down through the I am chakra, through the Christ chakra, down into your crown chakra, feeling the fire of the sun, the presence of the Father, the protection, connecting with Mother Earth, the mother, the nurturing, the wisdom. That wisdom informs your crown chakra and activates it with that wisdom, with that presence of Divine Mother, Divine Father in perfect balance. It flows down into your third eye chakra, filling your third eye chakra front and back with that balance of Divine Mother and Divine Father, divine masculine, divine feminine. It flows down into your throat chakra and ear chakras. Ooh, balancing. Aligning the throat and ear chakras to the divine wholeness, to the divine balance. Mother, Father. Flows down into your heart chakra. Allowing your heart chakra to find that divine balance between the masculine and feminine, between the giving and receiving, the nurturing and the protecting. Finding wholeness in your heart chakra feeling filled to the brim with wholeness. And this energy flows down into the solar plexus, balancing the mind, balancing the brain, balancing the systems and organs, including the nervous system. Knowing is all the old stories and energies that have now been released and returned to Mother, and that those spaces are all infilled with pure divine light, with love, with peace, with balance, with harmony, with wisdom, with Mother, with Father, with God and Goddess, with wholeness. And it flows down into the navel chakra, balancing and holding true the divine masculine and divine feminine within the emotions, being able to feel deeply, be able to face those feelings and to embrace them and then turn them into energy for good decisions, for healing, for divine action, divine creation. And then this beautiful energy, the mother and father, flow down into the root chakra, filling our foundation with the balance of mother, father, God, divine masculine, divine feminine, mother, father, the light and the dark, the yes and the no, the black and the white, the up and the down, the dichotomy and duality of our physical world. We find our foundation now anchored in truth, that we are neither, and yet we are both. We are not dark, we are not light. We are dark and light. Removing all bindings to limitedness, to separation, knowing now that we are never separated from source because we are source. We are God, Goddess, Creator. We are never separated. It lives and has its being within us. We are its expression. We are its creation and its creator. I am that I am. And then this beautiful energy flows down the legs, down our feet, spreading our roots now from the root chakra and from the bottoms of our feet down into the Mother Earth. And as we get into the womb, into the center, we see our divine, sacred, beautiful, innocent child self still bathed in the mother, still connected with the umbilical cord to the nurturing, the stability. We still hear Mother Earth's heart, her breathing, and her song, her lullaby, her love song for us. And our own roots just create a beautiful container, a beautiful, almost like a filigree egg around this womb, holding ourself, our sweet, vulnerable, innocent self in the sacred and holy place, and allowing ourselves to experience it all. Anchored in the mother, allowing the father to flow through. We are whole. And Dawn, just take a few moments and just allow yourself to float in this energy. Just let go and float. We call upon Archangel Michael. We call upon the Sword of Light. We call upon the cosmic Christ. And we call upon divine light. We call upon Archangel Shamuel. And we call upon her Sword of Light. We call upon Cosmic Mother. We call upon divine light. And I now call upon the seraphim angels to surround on and to just imbue her with divine love. And Dawn, go ahead and just begin to bring your awareness back into yourself. Just very gently bringing all of this experience with you because it is not a separate thing. It is you. Allowing yourself to bring all of this into your mind, into your emotions, into your soul, into your body, into your world, into the room around you, into your environments. And just beginning to be aware of that room around you. Beginning to be aware of your body in the room. And I invite you to take a nice deep breath, just breathing in and breathing out. Just understanding that when you come all the way back into an awakened state, that you bring all of this meditation, this journey, this activation and alignment with you. And take another nice deep breath, breathing in and breathing out. And just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And take another nice deep breath. And just move your body a little bit, just allowing yourself to bring all of that energy back. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes.